Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. It's going to be the second of this best of two and the final game of Group B of the WCA 2014. The date is the 6th of February 2015. Keep forgetting to do that. It's a habit I should really get into. Not back into. I actually, haven't done it since until like the start of WCA. So what am I saying here? Anyway, game 2. Map is on Ancient Isles. Again. Again, I don't know what I'm saying. So let's just completely forget what I just said and move on to another topic. So, yeah, it was a rather weird choice, I think, for Frostworms to show up. I mean, Frostworms are great, they're cool. Yeah, but it's really hard to choose or to determine whether they fit in that particular comp or whether they're great against the comp that your opponent's running. Like, as soon as Nicker saw a Frostworm, he limited his bears to like 3 or 4 and then went like all out with his dryads. So yeah, I think at that point, maybe, just maybe, Tara should have maybe invested a little more on, I don't know, A-bombs, the Crypt Fiends, something like that to deal with those dryads. I don't know, I just don't know how to deal with that. I think at that point it might actually be too late, because like I say many times in Warcraft, it's very hard, or it takes a very long time to transition out of a comp, especially if it's like completely different to what you're trying to go for. I don't know how you could have dealt with that, because by the time you overpower those bears, like they can't do anything against those dryads. They could maybe burst down the heroes, but that's not what Tara did, and yeah, unfortunately was on the receiving end of that loss. So yeah, I need to think about that, see, what could have turned out better. Was just Mass Crypt Fiends just it? Or something else, maybe? Don't know. Anyway, back to this game. Pretty standard start here. Grey Night Elf player as Nicker, going tier 2 and Demon Hunter first. Tara Teal Undead player in the bottom right. Death Knight first and tier 2 as well. So I'm curious to see how Tara will, adapt to this. Maybe he will go for the same thing. Nicker very close to losing that Moonwell. Thankfully he was able to cancel it. And the ghouls begin. This doesn't look that great from Nicker here, but thankfully he does have an Ancient of War ready to deal with this mass ghoul threat. And thankfully Demon Hunter is very quick on his feet in getting out of those surrounds. Yeah. Tara's not doing too well when it comes to surrounding his opponent's hero here, so he's just going to resort to hopefully like restricting the amount of food available that Nicker has, but like Nicker's got plenty of food available. That Moonwell is just, just in case. So there's that. Kind of a failed attempt, honestly. Maybe it would have been different if the Death Knight and the ghouls just, screw it, go after the Demon Hunter at all costs, but didn't happen. I'm also very interested to see, what would have happened if Deathcoil was chosen first instead, because what that does is burst down the Demon Hunter, force him to use the Moonwells, much earlier, and of course it can save your ghouls. But of course that's a really aggressive play, and aggressive plays tend to be high risk medium-ish reward, I guess. So I don't know. That's why I'm not a player. Haha. Tier 2 is nearly done. Graveyard is nearly completed as well for Tara. So pretty standard. Like very similar from game 1. The only difference here, I guess I would say, is that Nicker isn't choosing to creep as early as he did in game 1, and neither player is dancing around the tavern, although it does look like Panda has been picked up as soon as I say that, so never mind me. Instant tier 3 as well, so it could mean... what could that mean? I don't know. Seeing as we don't have the Lich queued up, it could just mean the return of the Naga Sea Witch, or it could mean, you know, a simultaneous timing on the Lich and the completion of tier 3, so we can have like two heroes at the same time, but that's not gonna happen. Naga Sea Witch has been picked up as the second hero, so very similar to game 1. Ancient of War will spot this, but what will Nika do? He's looking very fine himself. Double Ancient of Laws have been placed down. Second one might be forced to cancel here, but let's see what will happen. Panda and the Demon Hunter themselves are doing very well in, you know, maybe trying to deal with this ghoul threat. Lots of Breath of Fire is being tossed around despite it being level 1, but well, I guess since there's not that many units here for Tara, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Ancient of Lore is going to be cancelled, even though it gets completed. It's going to be around like 200 health, which is rather risky to keep it alive there. Oh, Ghoul, probably should run. And he will. The Demon Hunter unfortunately has eyes set on him, but thanks to the Frost Arrows, that might mean that the Ghoul lives. Or unlives. Oh, Naga Sea Witch, are you gonna fall prey to the Demon Hunter again? Yes, you will. Honestly, I should have a counter, because that usually seems to happen. Last game was an exception. It took a little while for the Naga to get taken down, but this game, damn, like Naga Sea Witches are like the prime meal for the Demon Hunter. Surprised he hasn't placed down a Sentry Ward. He does have 2 available, but he didn't drop one just yet. He's actually going to clear out this Troll Berserker camp and maybe get himself level 3, which he does. So that means level 2 mana burn, and just that also means more damage to the Naga Sea Witch. First Dryad for Nicker as well. It won't do too well against this Cryptfiend/Ghoul threat, but maybe she's just an early answer for any potential destroyers coming out of Tara. Lich is coming out as the third and final hero of Tara, and Nicker cheekily digging his Ancient of War into a large forest. Well, I guess it's not large, it's pretty average size. Adept training is halfway there, and you know, pretty similar stuff from Nicker as well. So it looks like it's going to be a repeat, although I think Tara is holding off on the Sacrificial Pit/Boneyard, so he's probably going to be focused more on Cryptfiends and Destroyers. And seeing as he's still using those ghouls, we might have a couple of Frenzy Ghouls later on. Okay, Sentry Ward has been placed down for Nicker. There we go with a level 1 Breath of Fire, but it was comboed with Drunken Haze. Orb of Corruption Lich is gonna come out, and unfortunately Nicker doesn't have the luxury of Devotion Aura to, you know, kind of deal with that corruption effect, so yep. A large number of Dryads for Nicker, but honestly it's pretty expected since last game. The Dryads were the ones that won you the game, so, you know, what's the difference here? 46 versus 47 were pretty much equal in that aspect. We also have to consider, you know, the extra hero out for Tara. Tara's actually going to go and clear this red creep camp, probably. It will get 2 of his heroes to level 2, which, you know, could potentially be useful. Most importantly, it will enable the Death Knight to Death Coil once again. Healing wards have been placed down. It could be nice. It could, you know, alleviate some pressure off of that Death Knight. Okay, so Nicker's gonna clear out this. Okay, never mind. We have the Shade out, so that means Sacrificial Pit and the Boneyard as well. So Tara, it's not looking too great here, and that is a bit of a problem because I did say that Nicker has quite a bit of Dryads already out. So yeah, it just the factors that we have to consider are how many Dryads are going to be out by the time the first Frost Drum is out, and of course, does it even matter? I think those are horrible questions, I guess. But let's see how this fight will turn out right now. Seems like the Destroyers and Heroes are doing fairly well against those bears. There we go with the Nova being tossed on the Panda. Thankfully, Invulnerability Potion will keep him alive for a little longer. Both heroes do have the Preservation Staff. I do like that a lot. Sometimes, you know, Night Elf players only keep one Preservation Staff, and that kind of, you know, leads to the death of a couple of heroes. TP Scroll and Preservation Staff has been used, so that is going to be a lost battle for Nicker, unfortunately. Yeah, that's kind of because maybe, just maybe, the bears, not enough bears, and of course the bears got heavily focused by the Novas and Death Coils and Folk Lightning and all that. So it's kind of a mental thing here for Nicker. Since he lost because he didn't have enough bears, he's going to train more bears, or is he just going to stick with, you know, a lot of Dryads again? Heavy focus on the Death Knight. He does have a Health Stone available, which he will use immediately. And yeah, Boneyard has been spotted by Nicker? No, it hasn't. Wow. I don't know if we have Ultravision available then, because that should have been an Ultravision range, but apparently that was not. Oh, Shade. Well, if the Shade got spotted, then, you know, you have to assume that the Boneyard is back. Do we have a Frostworm out? Yes, we do. Okay, this might be a bit of a problem here. I don't know for who, though. I mean, I keep saying that a lot of Dryads are good, but seeing as Nicker lost that previous fight, might change his mind. Of course, this is maybe good for Tara. I mean, he may not have enough Crypt Fiends, but maybe overpowering the heroes and the bears might be enough, but it looks like, you know, Tara's own heroes got overpowered instead. So there is that. Level 3 nearly there for the Death Knight, so Death Coil could potentially be more annoying to deal with. Where should I go with? No second Frostworm, but that's primarily because we're sticking to no upkeep here. Red Tree Camp on the top right has been cleared out, and Rune Braces has been picked up. It is a better item on the Demon Hunter, since, you know, being shown to get focused a lot. So that will, you know, do well against this triple damage threat here. Like, this is the Dark Ranger is more like control-y type of playstyle. This is just more front of burst. So Rune Braces is much better in this circumstance. Too bad it's only 33%. But then again, heroes have their innate reduction, as you can see here. So, it stacks. so that means it's like 60% reduction. That's a lot. Okay, expand. Nearly done here for Nicker. Obviously the Tree of Life is up, but the entanglement has not been completed. I'm not sure if Tower knows this, which he does. Okay, he does know about it. What will he do about it though? I don't know. Frost Storm's also very good when it comes to sieging, because their frost ability is... it could be useful, but they just do enough magic damage to just, you know, who cares? Bottom left infantry camp will be cleared out by Tara, but Nicker looks like he might have something to say about it, and he is going to cut off his opponent on the right side, on the right flank here, able to actually intercept a Crypt Fiend as well. Very good. A bear got bursted down, and that was very, very bully-esque. Looks like all the bears will be taken out of commission, except for this one here, but this is kind of a nasty fight for Nicker. He might take down all the Frost Storms here, but I think we have quite a bit of Crypt Fiends, and the hero threat is now tipped over to Tara's favor since he's taken down the Panda. It could be evened out here with Death of the Naga. It will be postponed since Invulnerability Potion, but man, the Dryads. Nicker's playing those Dryads very, very aggressively, like very frontline, and it doesn't look like he's gonna back down. He's very confident in the survivability of these Dryads, and hell, even if he loses a couple Dryads, like the point I mentioned earlier, having additional production just makes it even more of a confidence booster. So there's that. GG from Tara. Nicker will be taking this as a 2-0 sweep, and very impressively done from Nicker. I honestly thought that there were times where you know, I was worried, but obviously in the end it doesn't really matter too much. And that will be that. Let's start with the group of death, as people say, with Group C. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys again next time, hopefully within the next 3 days. And yeah, nicely done from Nicker. Even though Tara, you know, played good himself, it just wasn't enough. And yeah, see you guys then, take care.